Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Earlier today, I dropped a video about Makai Stevenson and the 15-year-old who was responsible for killing him while playing with a gun in a Miami home. I warned about gun safety, or the lack thereof. I just came across the story of another high school football standout who was killed in an eerily similar fashion. This time, 16-year-old Zaire Brooks. Zaire was known as a happy guy, someone who lit up the room when he walked in. He was a standout football player and student. And Zaire, like Makai, was murdered inside of a home where some youngsters were gathered and one was playing with a gun. This kid was killed by a girl who put a gun to his head and squeezed the trigger. Playing around, didn't know that the bullet was coming out of that chamber. Family, first and foremost, as I warned before, all of this could have been avoided by not playing with the gun in the first place. Guns are nothing to play with. I don't know what y'all be thinking, but when you think of gun, you need to think of death. Because if you aim that thing and squeeze the trigger, once that bullet come out that chamber, you can't tell it, oh, I ain't mean to do that. You can't stop it. The bullet ain't got no names. The bullet don't have a compass. It goes straight, and that's it. It don't make no curves. It don't make no stops and pauses. It just go choom, one direction. Unless it hits something and ricochets. But other than that, it's a wrap. This is why you should never, never, never point a gun at anything you don't intend to destroy. See, there's enough evidence right now for everybody to understand that guns kill. In fact, guns don't kill. Stupid people with guns kill. Accidentally, right? Accidentally. At this point, it should not be an accident. If you point a gun at somebody's head and squeeze the trigger, at this point, it shouldn't be an accident. There's too much information out there for all of us to know that playing with guns are dangerous. If you squeeze that trigger, there's a chance that a bullet might come out. And if a bullet comes out, whatever that gun is aimed at, whoever that gun is aimed at, is going to get hit. You point a gun at somebody's head and squeeze the trigger, you can't tell me that's somebody you care about. You can't tell me that's somebody you love, and you can't even tell me that you wasn't trying to kill him. Because you know there is a chance, it might be a long shot chance, but there is a chance that a bullet is in that chamber, a bullet gonna spit out of there. But you wanna be so cool. You wanna be so tough. You think every damn thing is funny. You want to be seen so badly that you will point a gun at your so-called friend's head and squeeze the trigger. I don't play like that. I ain't never been that stupid. And trust me, fam, I've done some stupid things, but I don't play with guns. I do not play with guns at all. This youngster had his whole life ahead of him. He was shot, rushed to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. A sophomore at Kipp High School in Camden, New Jersey. He had a day off from school and had spent the night at a friend's house. What's going on with the parents? How are these youngsters getting their hands on guns, and how are you not inspecting even if you think your kid ain't the type to play with a gun, you need to have a conversation with your child about guns. I'm not even saying that a gun don't belong in a child's hand, because I've seen situations where youngsters have defended their homes when killers try to come up in there and take them out, take their parents out, and the youngster dump on them, save the day. But there's a way to do that responsibly. You go to a shooting range and you practice and you learn the do's and don'ts of handling a gun. One of the first things that you learn when you are dealing with a gun, when anybody teaches you anything about a gun, one of the first things they're going to tell you is, do not point that gun at anything that you're not willing to destroy. So don't tell me that's your friend. You love him. No, I don't want to see them damn tears when you pointing a gun at them. You don't point a, man, gun mean kill. You don't point a gun at somebody you love under no circumstances. Gun mean kill. So you pointing that gun, you saying to me that you don't give a damn about my life, and I'm not going to take it as a joke. I don't play with guns. You're not going to play with a gun around me. You point a gun at me, you better go all the way through it, because you're going to wish you had squeezed the trigger when I get off your ass. I do not play with guns. I don't play with guns at all, man. This is bad business, man. Bad news. Bad news for the kid's family. Bad news for his twin sister. You know, he was on the football team. His twin sister was a cheerleader. And she said she was looking forward to being on the football field with him in the fall. So far, no criminal charges have been filed. In the last case that happened in 2022, now, I'm not saying that's the only other case. That was the last time somebody got killed in a gun accident. I'm saying the last case that I covered, which was earlier today. I covered a case earlier today with Micaiah Stevenson, who was killed in 2022 when his friend was playing with a gun. Him and his buddies, they're all inside of a house and they're playing with a gun. One of the dudes started playing with a gun. Micaiah's little brother said, hey man, that gun is loaded, stop playing. He decided to play anyway. He pulled the lever back, and next thing you know, he pointed the gun and squeezed the trigger. And then they said it was an accident. Judge give him 2 years because, let the judge tell it, he didn't want to ruin his life and everybody deserves a second chance. Not when they intentionally commit murder. You point a gun at somebody and you squeeze the trigger. That's murder. You don't get a second chance. Well, you get a second chance, but after you do that time. We'll give you a second chance after you finish doing that time. And I ain't talking about 2 years. Pointing guns at people, when that gun go off, when you point a gun at somebody and that gun go off and kill that person, that's murder. And you should pay a price, a steep price for that. Life got to be worth more than a couple of years in jail. Life got to be more than, well, everybody deserves a second chance. What about Micaiah's life? What about his family? You know, what about Zair's life? What about his family? This is madness, man. This is madness. These are things that could have been avoided. Both cases, these cases are really eerily similar. Both of these guys were standout football players in high school. Both of them were inside of a house where some fool was playing with a gun. Both of them were shot as a result. Let me back up. Both shooters were warned to not play with the gun. They played with the gun anyway. Both pointed the gun at their victims and squeezed the trigger, shooting each one of them in the head. Each of them got shot in the head. Makai died on the scene. Zaire rushed to the hospital. Well, unfortunately, he lost his life. Again, fam, so-called friends hanging out in the house, somebody playing with a gun. Youngster, do you see the pattern? And these two youngsters seem like they had bright futures. If you got something going on, you should absolutely make sure that you don't surround yourself with some damn fools. Somebody gotta have some sense, man. Somebody got to have some sense. If you hanging out with somebody, even if you're a damn fool, you cannot hang out with a damn fool. Somebody got to have some sense. Somebody got to say, look at what's going on and say, man, this don't look right. This ain't right, man. Hey, man, don't do that. Get out of there. The moment somebody start playing with a gun, you see somebody pick up a gun, leave. Don't be sitting around waiting to see what they're going to do with it. Leave. Makai's life could have been saved by simply not even affiliating himself with the kid that shot him, because Makai's mama warned him about the boy. He was bad news. Mama said, yeah, he bad news. Don't hang around with him. Makai decided to hang out with him anyway. You resemble who you assemble. Birds of a feather flock together. So if you're hanging out with a damn fool, something bad is going to happen. Fools do foolish things. Some of y'all got some friends who are some damn fools. You do not hang out with damn fools unless you really don't value your life. If you got something going on, do not hang around people who ain't got nothing going on, because they don't care about the future the way you do. You should be around like-minded individuals. I don't give a damn if he seemed funny. I don't care if he smoked, he drank, he bucked authority. You better move around, because oftentimes that person ain't even the one that end up getting their head knocked off. It'd be you. Cold game, man, cold game. R.I.P. Zaire Brooks. R.I.P. Makai Stevenson. No more talk.